So I've amassed a collection of Apple products that I use nearly every day. Let's take a look at what's in my ecosystem as we start 2024. If there's anything worth upgrading or what's going to be sticking around for yet another year. And we'll start with probably the most used device on this list. I am still using the iPhone 14 Pro. And I've got the Apple brown leather MagSafe case. It's a little bit of a mouthful. That's a little bit worse for wear. You can definitely tell that it's been used here now for the better part of a year. I got this phone back in January of 2022. I have a 256 gigabyte model, so I could shoot all that video in Apple ProRes like I do so often. And for those who are tracking, I've got 97% battery capacity left as of this point. I've definitely noticed a little bit of battery decline recently, but nothing that would warrant me going to get a new phone, especially at the prices that they are this year. I downsized from the 13 Pro Max back to the just regular Pro model when I had this. Kind of had this weird problem where the Pro phone is a little bit too small and the Pro Max phone is a little bit too big. I wish there was something in between to make it a little bit easier for me to hold. For my main desktop, I've still got the M2 Max Studio and Apple Studio Display, and you can check out my video that summarizes my thoughts a little bit longer term. I went with a base model M2 Max chip, 32 gigabytes of RAM, and the 1 terabyte solid state drive for internal storage. I use the Magic Keyboard with Touch ID. Now hear me out, everybody that's a Cherry MX Brown fan. These tiny little chiclet keys are actually not that bad, but Touch ID is a must for me. I use 1Password to log in for my passwords via Touch ID, log into the computer via Touch ID if I don't have my Apple Watch on, and of course Apple Pay with Touch ID. I have a couple mechanical keyboards. I just don't find it as seamless of an experience to use in macOS, despite how satisfying the mechanical keys actually are. I do have a trackpad paired with this that stays on the left side of my desk. It's kind of meh. I actually thought I would use it a lot more than I do. With the MX Master mouse, I tend to scroll my timeline in Final Cut Pro or DaVinci Resolve with the thumb wheel on the MX Master and prefer that over the trackpad scrolling with my left hand anyways. For my travel machine, I am still holding on to the M1 MacBook Air. The 16 gigabyte of RAM model, 8-core CPU, 8-core GPU. So it was a pretty good spec at the time and actually handles video projects pretty well still. 4K video out of the Sony cameras that I use. It's more than capable of cobbling together one of these YouTube videos with a couple streams of 4K and some titles and overlays and music. For the iPad lineup, we've got the iPad Air. Wait. No, we got to welcome the newest member to my Apple family, the iPad Mini 6th generation. I finally upgraded to YouTube's favorite iPad. I picked up the 64 gigabyte of storage model in the space gray colorway. Wi-Fi only, on sale, $100 off. It's actually a pretty good deal. And the iPad Air is still in the family and replaced a 5th generation iPad for my wife. So she got a really great upgrade in this deal. And I got to pick up the iPad Mini, which I've really been eyeing for the better part of a year now, to try out the smaller form factor, have something that's good for reading, and can still interface with the Apple Pencil without spending $1,000 or more on an iPad Pro. My first accessory on the list is the Apple Watch Ultra 2. I previously had a Series 7, and after about a year and a half, it had some noticeable battery decline as well. And the battery on those things aren't that great anyways, so it was pretty much on the charger every night, and I never got to use it for sleep tracking because of that. So while the Watch Ultra 2 didn't get a super great upgrade in terms of battery life, it's a noticeable increase over a Series 7 for sure, and I can make it through a couple of days and kind of quickly charge it to top it up and have been able to use it for sleep tracking, which has been really beneficial. In addition, I like having the action button to quickly go in and get whatever workout I'm doing if I want to start a run or do a HIIT workout, so on and so forth. The display is bright, the battery life's great, I can actually use always on display and it doesn't drain the battery too much, plus I get sleep tracking. It was a little bit weird to get used to at first. It's definitely bigger and bulkier and heavier than a Series 7, but after wearing it for about a week, I was used to it and can sleep in it, no problem. Workouts, no issues either. Then we've got the AirPods Pro 2. I don't really know what I can say about those. Definitely the best in-ear wireless noise canceling headphones to interface with an Apple device, in my opinion. I do have an older pair of Beats, the Beats Fit Pro, that I use sometimes while working out. But the AirPods Pro 2 are just a great all-around headphone that you can pop in anytime. They're great for travel. They're pretty good for workouts if they stick in your ears, and are good for phone calls or work as well. And I guess I'll give an honorable mention to the Apple Card here. It's a pretty good rewards card at the end of the day. For no monthly fee, the ability to finance Apple products is probably the biggest carrot that they hang out there. 0%. Phones, you get 24 months. The payment date is the last day of the month, so your billing cycle is actually the full month. It's easy to understand. The app is easy to go in there, see how much you spent, see how many cashback dollars you've got. And the fact that they have a savings account attached directly to the cashback now is pretty cool. So you get the cashback daily, unlike some other credit cards where you have to wait till the end of the billing period or statement period. This cashback comes in daily, goes into your savings account. You're getting a good rate. Right now it's like 4.3%, and it's definitely been the easiest credit card I've had to use. And I use Apple Pay pretty often. If I'm going to the grocery store, getting gas, going to the CVS, even buying lunch at work, I'm using Apple Pay. We'll see what the future holds for it, though. It's rumored that Goldman Sachs wants out of this Apple Card deal. Who knows? Maybe somebody will buy it. I'm holding out for maybe American Express, and they can up the rewards to something even better. Maybe we get like a Apple Card Black Card or something. I don't know. So while I get excited for new tech products and like upgrading my stuff, I didn't really do that too much in 2023. I got the Apple Studio display. I did buy the Mac Studio computer. That's basically the newest thing here on this list. I know I just got the iPad mini, but it's been out for a few years. I'm using the iPhone 14 Pro, and the Watch Ultra 2, I guess, is new too. But maybe the point I'm trying to make here is that you don't need to go out and buy the newest and latest and greatest of every single device. I certainly didn't. I've built up this collection of stuff over years now at this point, and I try to phase these things in and out. This was one of the first years in a long time that I didn't buy the newest iPhone right away. As much as I like the 15 Pro and Pro Max, there really wasn't that great of a feature set that warranted me personally upgrading this year. And I upgraded my computer when I needed to. I kind of hit the heat threshold on the M1 MacBook Air making these videos and editing photos, and it's just a lot easier, a lot simpler of a workflow to have the Mac Studio here to crunch through all that heavy workload. So the iPad mini is definitely going to stick around for a while. The Watch Ultra 2 is going to stick around for a while. No plans on upgrading my desktop computer next year. As we look forward, the next thing that might be on the list is a new laptop, but that's really not a need at this point. That would be a want. And I'm looking forward to the iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max lineup to see what they bring in the fall of this year. So that about wraps up my collection of Apple products. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching. See ya.